Despite what T.J. Lang says, this is a great Christmas song.
Is it?
Yeah. T.J. Thinks Bruce he screams and yells and all this kind of stuff. So he
Doesn't
mentioned
he kinda
something in crosstalk yesterday. He gave me crap for that. So I sent him some videos from the weekend when Bruce showed up with little Steven Van Zandt and did some other Christmas songs, and he was not impressed.
He was not impressed with those either.
Which is fine. People thought I'd get so defensive. I said, no, music is like comedy. It's subjective.
Yeah. Well, I know you'll defend your guy though.
Well, no, I'll defend the people's right to hate him too.
Fair enough. All right, so talk with Jared Goff last hour, talking some Pistons now. If you didn't hear Noah Eagle at the end of the Peacock broadcast last night, we played it for you last segment. As he said, quote, the Detroit Pistons are all the way back. All the way back. Are you on board with that? 248-539-9797. Will, you're on 97 on a ticket. Hi, Will.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
We're good, Will.
I think we're all the way back in the context of which he said about the grit, the grind, the physicality. I will need to hear the whole thing to see if he mentioned anything about being contenders or coming out the East or championship. But based on what you played, I think we're back to that, physicality, that grit, that grind.
That's a good point.
Well, the thing about it is you're right in terms of putting in the context of what he said. I would not use the term all the way back until I thought they were absolutely a title contender. But that doesn't mean he's wrong or I'm right or anything like that. It's just in my definition of all the way back, I still have to see more, But
I got you, sir. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, we just cited the top 8 playoff teams in the West. The Pistons have played one of them. And so their record might be better than other teams in the East because they've simply not played some of the contenders out West. And the East is a little bit, I want to buy in and love everything, but you can't dismiss the Tatum injury.
No.
Halliburton injury.
No, you can't. They lost to Orlando. I don't think, did Boncaro even play that game? I don't even remember. Orlando's pretty good, too.
To be fair, the Pistons went through a stretch where they had nobody. It felt like the whole team was hurt.
Oh, yeah, that was the emergence of Dennis Jenkins.
Yep. 248-539-9797. Larry is next. What's up, Larry?
Hey, happy holidays, fellas. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I've got a couple observations and a couple questions. First, you can't tell if they're all the way back because in-season ball is nowhere comparable to playoff basketball. But for their defense, they play awfully, awfully hard, and they're awfully, awfully deep. My question is, will that translate to the playoffs? I will hang up and listen, and thank you.
Let me ask you a question, Larry. Why wouldn't it?
Sure.
Why wouldn't playing hard transfer to the playoffs?
Well, I had the observation. I'm a long-time basketball fan. I had tickets for 25 years. I opened up the Palace. I went through that championship, the 04 championship. There's a different mindset amongst these players. Yes, they're going to play hard to get. They're going to play very hard to get one of the top 4 seeds, so they play home. I hope that answered your question.
So the difference, I think, is that while the Pistons play their asses off and play hard, there's a lot of times in this league that their opponents, especially in the regular season, don't. Once you get to the playoffs, it's play hard team versus another play hard team.
They're all out. They're all out 100%.
So a couple things here. That's the biggest. It's a valid question. I want to see what your answer was, because my answer would be, are other teams going through the motions a little bit? And I have stated it before. I think they're trying. Don't get me wrong. But when the Pistons play Oklahoma City in late February, if the Pistons are still hovering around the best team in the East, I can guarantee that deep down it means more to the Pistons than it does to OKC.
Mm-hmm.
And OKC, the Pistons are trying to set the tone. They're trying to establish themselves. OKC's established. They know that their bread is buttered and the money is made in the postseason.
Correct. And the other thing that might differ in the postseason, can you get away with having a 10-man rotation in the playoffs as much as you can in the regular season? do you want your better players to be on the pine more?
Do you want to rest them more?
Yeah.
In the postseason or in the
Yes.
regular season?
In the regular season, I think historically teams shorten up their benches in the postseason.
Yes.
And part of the Pistons' strengths in the regular season, as we saw last night with LeVert and Javonte Green, is their depth.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how this works against Detroit.
Well, because I don't think you get tested. I don't think you have that advantage in the playoffs as much because I don't think you're going to use that depth as much. So that.
Well, I think where that see, okay, I look at it the opposite.
Okay.
Because of the depth, your guys don't have to play as much during the regular season.
Okay.
And don't have as much wear and tear when they get to the postseason.
That's definitely true.
248-539-9797. That's where I thought you were going at first, but hey, look.
That's a good point by you, as Dan Miller would say.
As who, Dan Miller?
Dan Miller. Good point by you.
Having Dan Miller's approval is important to me.
Damn right.
Let's go to Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy holidays. Love the show. Love the topic.
Thank you.
So I would just say that they're not all the way back until they win a playoff series convincingly, which will probably happen this year. But more importantly, and what I'd say to that caller's excellent points before me, is that when our depth and great defense not translating to wins in the playoffs, that is exactly that is your antidote to teams splashing the ball over the place. One of the biggest problems with Duncan Robinson, I love having him out on the floor, but what happened in that game last night, for example, Jaylen Brown's just going to go at him. And so what I would say is, in terms of, and this is what I would say to every Pistons fan that thinks themselves, because we had this conversation when Jason Tatum got hurt, and that was actually a topic on I think probably Valenti's show. He said, well, what about Derek White, right? And you're finding out that you have a choice. It's a crucial moment in the Pistons development because, quite frankly, I see us as the OKC of the East. Not that we're at that level, but we're OKC light in the sense that what do we have? We've got some pretty good stars during developing into that kind of player, and you would throw so much depth that the super teams that are assembled with three great stars that don't have the depth to play with you will really have trouble with you come playoff time. And so to say, well, you know what, I would love to go get Derek White and give up Ivy and Durant. Maybe you might have said that last year when Tatum got hurt. But now think about the price. So I say keep the pieces together, be happy with what you've got, and if the right opportunity comes in free agency, add that piece that way where you can find a guy that can hit a three but not be a huge defensive liability. And that's where I'll leave you guys and love the show. Thanks.
Well, no, thank you for the phone call. Look, I mean, obviously you're getting into a little bit of what their next move is.
Right.
And their next move, I am not really that motivated to make a trade at this point. I am becoming a bigger fan of what I think Jaden Ivey is going to be, even though it's not always showing up in the stat column.
They need another shooter because when the Pistons had some trouble last night in some of the games is when teams go zone against them because they don't fear, especially when Robinson's not on the court.
The Pistons shot it pretty well last night.
Yeah, they did. Well, Cade made 6.
Well, that's the fourth quarter stats. Only Pistons went, 13 for 36 isn't that great. Cade was 6 of 10. But Tobias was 0 of 5. Jaden Ivey was 1 of 7.
Yeah.
But I think Ivey's going to be fine. I know we haven't seen like consistent high-level play on the offensive end. I think watching him get his legs back defensively.
Well, he's going to be fine that way. I don't want him shooting 7 threes a game, though.
Probably not. You know, you get to a point where if you shoot 7 threes a game, you have to wonder, did I get 7 threes because the other team wanted me to shoot 7 threes? But he did knock him down last year. I'm going to have to bring that up and just double check this. But yeah, it wasn't last year. Yeah, he shot 41% from 3 last year. Now, maybe that's an outlier in his career.
Right. It was a smaller sample size because he got hurt
30
New
games
Year's
in.
Day, right?
30 games in. I think it was before that, wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't. 248-539-9797. Phone calls, feedback. Noah Eagle last night said the Detroit Pistons are all the way back. Are you in that camp? Also, we'll get to the best of what Dan Campbell told our morning show coming up in the next hour. It is Karsch and Anderson. Stoney's in for Anderson on 97.1.